Welcome to All Saints Ecclesall. My name is Gary Wilton and I've been the vicar here for the past 4 years. And 4 years ago there was a very real challenge. We were a church that used to have lots and lots of families, and when I arrived the families seemed to be disappearing. There were gaps in the congregation, and indeed the congregation seemed to be getting older. We weren't growing younger, we were declining older. And the seeds of our decline were well set in. So we had a clear challenge to welcome back young adults and young families into our life as a church family. There are lots of things we've tried to do to meet the challenge, but one that I've encouraged us to do is to make sure that those who are leading and preaching, those who have a high profile at the front of the church, are younger, and that they belong to the generation who have families, and young families in particular. So it's now normal for me to take quite a small part in our 11 o'clock service, and for people in their 20s and 30s to be taking the major part and leading Sunday by Sunday. The language they use, the way they act, the illustrations they use relate to the young families of our community. And it's been very humbling and exciting to see the new families come back in through the doors of the church into our life as a church family.
Hi, my name is Jo Hurd and I'm the Minister for Families here at All Saints Ecclesall. And for the past 6 months I've been heading up the Welcome Ministry and the community building events within our own church family. And we've been discovering that if we want to grow our church younger, a really good idea is to have a family-focused welcome strategy. What does that mean? Well, it might mean getting a team together of people who are welcoming people with intention. It's more than just being a friendly, welcoming church, in other words. And getting a pack, something that we can give to people. Ours even have chocolates in them. And inside there's a proper pamphlet which tells people all about who we are. Also making it easy for people to be contacted if they want to. Forms that they can fill in and post into the little post box behind me here. This is part of our welcome area. We've discovered that to actually help people to get a sense of belonging, it's more than just a smile and a handshake as they walk out of the church. What really works is if they have a visit. Visiting somebody in their home, spending time with them for maybe just 1 hour over coffee, really accelerates their sense of belonging.
My name is Kim Mason, and as the Young Families Ministry Leader at All Saints, I oversee our baptism ministry. In the last 2 years, we have seen a significant portion of our baptism families join our worshipping community, which is really exciting. Each family is visited at least once, if not twice, before the baptism by members of the church family who explain to them the gospel and help to prepare them for the promises they're making on their child's behalf. We also make sure that our baptism services, which are part of our Sunday worship, are fun, welcoming and really accessible. We have simplified the liturgy and use contemporary worship to make sure that the services, while still being authentically Anglican, are snappy and short. But most important, we have found, is follow-up. After the services, every family receives a personal invitation to activities which are most appropriate to them. That might be to join our football or our cricket team for the men, or for the little ones to come to Messy Church, or for the couple to come round for dinner. We have found that personal, face-to-face invitation is the most important thing.
Hi, my name's Dan Christian and I'm in charge of men's ministry here at All Saints. And what we've learned over the last few years is that we need to be intentional in the way that we target men to try and draw them into our church family. That means that we're active in the way we understand the men in our context. And so recently we conducted a survey of men in our parish, finding out what matters to them. Secondly, it means that we're active in the events that we put on for men. So alongside running groups, we have 4 major events every year. sometimes in a pub, sometimes in church, sometimes with a social function, sometimes much more with an evangelistic ones, but targeting men to put events that relate to them. Lastly, we know that we have to be active in understanding that so often men build relationships not by talking and getting around coffee, but by doing things together and enabling them to build good, strong relationships around sport, life, family, work, and the things that matter to them.
These have been years of learning at All Saints, learning about what do we need to do to grow younger. We certainly haven't got it all right, and we certainly have much more to learn. We're hoping that the Diocesan Development Day will help us with some extra new ideas so that we can continue to grow younger as a church family.